Welcome to the Jenna Banks Show. I'm your host, Jenna Banks, and I am all about helping you live life to your very fullest potential. My guest today is the lovely Tianna Galgano. She wrote an amazing book called Decipher, and it's all about helping you learn how to decipher or interpret your own dreams intuitively. I didn't even know this was a thing. I actually happened to stumble across Tianna and her website. And it was a perfect timing because I had a dream that had happened about a week before. And it was really not weighing on me, but it was something that I really wanted to have interpreted if I could, or at least figure out what some of the symbols meant, because it really, I thought about it a lot that morning that I woke up, so much so that I actually opened up my notes app in my phone and I jotted down all the details that I could remember. And lo and behold, it was almost like universal timing that I ran into Tianna and learned about her book called Decipher, where she teaches you how to intuitively decipher your own dreams. But I reached out to her as she was just amazing. She's so helpful. That's what she wants to do, is help people. So she was quick to respond and set up a time to help me work through my dream using her process that she teaches in the book. So she literally took the time to walk me through that in a session. And I was able to interpret my own dream. And believe you me, I'm on cloud nine right now because this just happened today, right before we're going to record this episode with Tianna. And it was so enlightening and so insightful. And I'm so thankful that I thought to write this dream down, because it does happen to be something that is important for my life now. And I also uncovered a problem that has been reoccurring in my dreams over the past years that also made an appearance in this particular dream as well. So I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. I'm so excited to introduce you to Tianna. So a little bit about Tianna. She is a dream master, a shamanic practitioner, certified NLP master practitioner, certified NLP health and healing practitioner, and a certified hypnotherapist. Her book, Decipher Your Dreams, Decipher Your Life, contains everything you need to know to be able to interpret your own dreams. Since 1986, she's taught her Decipher processes nationwide at NLP and Seth conferences. Tianna has trained extensively in the healing arts and has been helping people heal since 1985. She has a private practice in Colorado, and she specializes in dream therapy, shamanic journey work, inner child healing work, all aspects of NLP change works, and past life regressions. And she can do healing sessions over Skype and Zoom. So Tianna, maybe we could just start off by asking you a question related to, the dreams that we have at night, and how many dreams do we have at night? Because I personally have wondered this. I can only, when I wake up, I remember the last thing I dreamt before I woke up. But how many do we actually?
Yeah, that's pretty usual to remember the last one, because you're closer to a wakefulness. And you're more likely to remember that. But you actually will have 5 to 6 dreams every single night of your life.
Wow.
And that means you're having almost up to 2,000 dreams a year.
Wow.
And by age 50, you've had 100,000 dreams.
Mm.
And so people say to me, are dreams important?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they're vitally important. I believe that they're vitally important. And because we only might remember the last one, that's the one that you really should try to maybe write down or remember in some way.
Okay, so you do advise that then?
Oh, yeah, I do advise that. I think if you pay attention to your dreams, you've got all kinds of resource states there. You've got things from your past that are still stuck in your subconscious mind that want to come out, that want to bring attention to. You can preview your future. You can do healing work in your dreams. You can ask for help. And I actually program a dream every night and ask for help for something. Now, what do you need help for? Well, the dream decipher process came to me by asking for help. I wanted to be able to help people interpret their dreams. I got interested And the whole process was, I downloaded it. I woke up and remembered it verbatim. That was back
Amazing.
in 1985, and it's
Mhm.
never had to change. The simplified form that it came in, I never had to change it. You can get advanced warnings in dreams. You can discover obstacles to success. You can preview a future.
Hmm.
Um, I learned how to ski in my dream.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was
Wait,
taking lessons. I just couldn't get how to move my feet right.
yeah.
And so I programmed a dream to help me learn the technique. And I was in the body of an advanced skier. And I got the feeling in my feet of what you need to do to be able to ski
So you
correctly.
worked it out in your dream.
I did.
Hmm. I could see that. I've heard other techniques about even doing your own visualizations and imagine, play with your daytime, not daydreaming, really, I guess. And that by working things out in your daydreams, you can actually make progress that way as well. So it's kind of along those same lines, but this is your subconscious dreaming. So you ask the universe questions before you go to sleep.
Or make a request. Yeah.
Just make a request.
Every
Okay.
night I make a request.
So, for example, so you mentioned that we can dream about our future. I find that very intriguing. I don't know if it's helpful or not, but I'm super intrigued by that. So, let's say I wanted to ask a question so that it hopefully would come to me in a dream about the future. How would you? Is there a specific technique, a specific way to ask?
This is a very good question. What is everything I need to know about that?
I'm going to write this down.
Well, you can review
Well,
this.
I'll go back and reread.
Everything I need to know. What is
Yeah.
everything I need to know? That is wide open, but it's about that makes it specific.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to try that tonight. I'm going to make a calendar reminder because what does it hurt to ask that question
Yeah.
before dozing off to sleep?
Okay, so what if you don't remember your dream? Then what?
Yeah.
You may not.
Yeah.
But the intuition can pop in during the day when you're doing something mindless, washing the dishes or taking a shower, like boom, whoa, wow, that's the answer to my request. Or if you see something like a bus goes by, you're like, oh wow, I dreamt that. Then that's the answer coming again in metaphor for you. So then you'll remember the dream. When you see something that reminds you of the dream, you'll remember a dream you didn't even know you had.
Yeah.
And that's important.
That's amazing.
Write it down.
Okay. Okay. I love it. So, do all dreams, you said all dreams do have meaning. Now,
Yeah.
are they always like a deep, really important meaning if you do remember them, or is it just
There's layered. There's a chapter in my book called, when you get the book, you'll be getting it soon. I think it's chapter 19.
Okay.
It's called The Layers and Levels of Dream Time. And I liken dreams to water, shallow pools of water, lakes, ponds, ocean. Dreams are like that. They can be very, very shallow where you're looking inside and it's a simple little thing. Or they can be a little bit deeper like a lake, or they can go really deep like an ocean. So dreams have various levels and layers, but they all mean something. I haven't come across a dream yet that didn't mean something.
So you guys, I do want to mention that Tianna's process really works. I mean, she walked me through me interpreting my own dream. Now, it wasn't easy. And she explained to me that the first time it does take a while. So it took us about an hour with her helping me interpret my own dream using her technique that she uses in the book. But we do have that ability, and it's so amazing. I feel so empowered because I wish I always knew how to interpret my dreams. It's just, I always knew there was some meaning to it, which is why I've been searching online for answers to certain symbols in my dreams. But having that power to interpret your dreams is just.
Yeah, it is. It is powerful for you.
Powerful.
There's so much to it. It has to be done intuitively. Dreams have to be interpreted intuitively. There you have the ego self, which is a wonderful thing. I don't believe that the ego is a bad thing. The ego self is the part of you that does. It carries things out. It gets you up in the morning. It gets you to work. It gets you to the store. It does. And the intuitive part of yourself is the part that has constant guidance. There's constant guidance coming in. Sometimes it's profound guidance, but most of the time it's pretty subtle. So chapter 1 in my book is about intuition and how to tune into your intuition and how to find how your intuition speaks to you and where in your body you feel it. And that's vitally important, because once you have that intuition connection, interpreting dreams is easy, or the metaphors of life.
And I am all about intuition. I talk about this in my book, and I do a lot of posts on it about trusting your intuition, because for me, when I learned how to tune into my intuition, you know what I did, Tianna? My process was I started noticing when I'd have that little voice or that feeling, that and it told me something maybe as simple as grab an umbrella, it might rain.
Yeah.
And I didn't listen to it. And then I'd say, darn it, I knew it. My intuition knew that. I didn't even know, I didn't have facts. I hadn't even checked the weather app, or I didn't know what the weather was, but my intuition said, grab an umbrella. But my mind would stop me and say, oh, the practical side of me would come in and say, well, you might lose your umbrella. You might take it somewhere and set it down. And do you really need the umbrella?
Yeah, no, that happens all the time. Those little subtle intuitions happen all the time. And for some people, it's an actual voice that they kind of hear. And for some people, I call it a thought message. And that's the problem, is because when it runs through your mind as a thought message from guidance, it feels like your own thoughts. And then you want to discard it. It's like, so how do you learn to trust intuition? With my process, because it tells you exactly where do you hear it and where do you feel it. And it's like, and it never changes. I have done this exercise, the intuition exercise, with people 5, 10, 15. I've been doing it since 1986. So wow. I'll retest people every 5 years. It doesn't change locations.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You can make it louder, which I've done, and my guidance will tell me, bring that with you. And I'll go, okay, I don't even question it. It's like, and then I'll find out that I need it.
I don't question mine at all. So for me, I have gotten to the point where so once I knew that my intuition was always right, the way my mind works is I like to find patterns in things. And when I see, it's almost like a scientific experiment. Okay, every time I didn't listen to my intuition, it was wrong. I was wrong to not listen. So I'm just going to start listening to it, because I've determined it's always right. Yeah. And once I made that decision, I have never regretted it. And it's allowed me to make massive, massive decisions in my life. Sometimes they're small, like grabbing the umbrella, but sometimes it's quit that job. Sometimes it's take this leap. Sometimes it's write that book. I mean, and it's so strong. And you
that is important. Yeah. But the important thing is that's how to interpret dreams. Yeah. That's the important thing to know here, is that once you get connected with intuition, then you can look into your dreams in that intuitive way. And it's like, bam, 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 it just works really, really well.
So I cannot wait to get my hands on your book. So thank you so much for sending that to me. I'm going to be anxiously awaiting it. But you do talk about in your book then the process of tuning into that.
Yeah, that's in the book.
Okay.
Chapter 1.
Awesome. Okay, I have a question about nightmares. I don't have them often, thank goodness, but I do occasionally. So why do we have them?
Well, there's various reasons, of course, like everything else. First of all, they're designed to get your attention. If you're not going to remember any other dream, you will remember the nightmare. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's like, okay, you wake up with this nightmare. And I was like, well, what was that all about? The thing is not to be scared of the nightmare. Every nightmare that I have ever helped a person go through has positive resources and positive guidance within it. Such as your water dream. There were positive things happening within it even when you felt like it was like a scary kind of a dream. Yeah. So a nightmare is designed to get your attention, but it also is bringing something up from either your unconscious or subconscious mind of something in your life that is creating that kind of emotion within you. So it's like, don't take it verbatim, but what in my life is scaring me, or what in my life is frightening me?
Mhm.
So if it's something surface like that, nightmares can also come from deep in the subconscious from the way past. PTSD, for example, people can have recurring nightmares from traumas that they've had in the past. What is that saying? It's stuck in there. You've got this emotion stuck in there. You need help to get that resolved. Your dreams want to help you resolve things.
So if it's a recurring dream, whether it's a nightmare or a recurring dream, that's something stuck that needs to be worked through.
Either a light level or a deep level.
Mm.
It could be what you're scared of. Maybe I'm having a problem paying the mortgage this week or this month, and
Yeah.
you could have a bad dream about something else because you've got this fear inside of you, or you could have a deeply held subconscious trauma that wants to. Childhood nightmares are like that. Childhood recurring dreams. Every childhood recurring dream that I have ever helped a person through, whether they're 50 or 70 or whatever, but had those dreams forever. It's about something that happened in their childhood that was a trauma to them. A teacher, a bully, something
Right, right.
that's still stuck.
Yeah. Well, you helped me discover that I have a stuck trauma of some kind that I need to work through. So, and everybody, Tianna actually also offers services such as helping you with deeper issues like that. So I'm definitely going to seek Tianna's help and guidance in helping me work through a stuck problem that's been recurring, showing up in my dreams constantly over the past, I'd say, handful of years. And it always plagues me. I wake up remembering it, and it always plagues me every single time. And it's always the same person in a similar situation. And so she helped me realize that I need to move this stuck energy.
It's still in there. It's still in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if people are interested in my book, this is what it looks like.
Yes.
Does that come across?
Yes, it does. And show how thick it is. It's like chock full of information. It's just a big book. Yeah. So
It's Decipher Your Dreams, Decipher Your Life, because it also goes into the metaphors of life and talks about things that happen to you during your waking day that you could decipher as if it were a dream. How to decipher things that are going on in your body. So you can use the decipher process on almost anything. Important thing to know is that all the answers can come from guidance, and all the resources that you have are within you. So learning how to do that for yourself is key. It's key to having a long, healthy life.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And I never even knew this was possible until I came across your website and saw information on your book. I was like, yes, sign me up for deciphering my own dreams, because this is amazing. And truly, I was skeptical until I went through the process. I mean, I figured you knew what you were doing, because otherwise you wouldn't have been doing it successfully for so long. But I just was like, how is this going to be possible? But and
it's easy, isn't it?
It is.
Once you get in touch with the processes, the way that I teach them, it's like, wow, this is so simple. Why haven't I thought about this before? That's what people say to me. And I'm the only one that's doing this. I haven't come across anybody else.
I was going to ask you about that.
No,
That's amazing. See, even more reason why you were meant to be here teaching us how to do this for ourselves. Nobody else is showing people this technique.
Not this way. No.
Amazing. Amazing. So just a couple more questions, and then I'll let you go, because I know you were so kind to come on the show with me today and share this with us, given all that's happening in your world. So
there's a lot going on right now with me, which I won't go into, but I appreciate being with you, Jenna. I love talking about the subject and being able to help people and being able to help you through, what you're going through. So I'm grateful, actually.
And I'm so grateful to you for.
So what other questions do we have?
So just a couple more. So what about disasters, like dreams about disasters? I've actually had those before. What is that all about?
It's funny you should ask that. I'm actually writing another book right now on it's called Shamanic Dreaming, and it's how to help other people while you're asleep. Is the main premise of it. But there's a whole chapter in there on when you dream about disasters. And what I believe about that is that there are people on this earth who are dream helpers. This whole chapter is about that. It's about, are you a dream helper? When you dream about a disaster, why? Why would you dream that?
Yeah.
I believe, and I've been told by spirit, that spirit calls on certain beings on the earth to come and help in when there are disasters, because spirit can use all the help it can get. So you can go to the scene of it, and I go to the scene of a disaster when I dream of that, and I'm able to help people. And you may or not remember the dream, you just remember the disaster.
Mm.
What I believe about that is that you're being called upon to be one of the helpers for those
Wow.
that are injured or those that are dying.
And does it come through as where this disaster is taking place?
Sometimes it does.
Hmm.
Like when the San Francisco earthquake happened.
Mm.
And I will get called into this deep sleep, like in the middle of the day. And it's like, oh, and I can't hardly keep my eyes open. And I know I'm being called. And I'll
Hmm.
just go take that nap. And one day my son woke me up from a nap, and he was watching TV, and he goes, Mom, he said, something just happened, and I went to my bookshelf and I pulled out, and it was an article on the San Francisco Bridge. And I thought, oh, that's where I went. See
Mm.
that on TV.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
So to
Okay.
know that if you're dreaming of that, you're being called upon to help, it's like, oh, okay.
And your intuition will probably say, oh, yeah, that's right. Like if you think, oh, am I supposed to help? And then if it feels right.
And then what do you do when you're awake? You send light. You send
Mm.
love, you send light.
Mm.
But in the dream, you're actually helping out. And this book that I'm writing right now, that I'm hoping to finish this winter, has a whole chapter about that. And I'd love to send you the chapter if you're interested.
I would absolutely love to read that. Yes. Wow, you're amazing. Still rocking out the books. You don't stop. It's amazing.
Well, I have a work ethic that says, you've got, and I was born to be a helper. So, as long as I can do it, I will do it until I leave the planet.
Well, you've certainly helped me and probably have changed my life forever for the better.
Oh,
So thank you for touching me like that. And I'm sure many more who watch or listen to this episode as well. Now, do you have any kind of, you mentioned you would like to give a special offer for
yeah, I
anyone.
would. Yeah, I would. On this book, Decipher Your Dreams, it's available on Amazon, of course, at $14.95 plus shipping, which makes it almost $20. But what I'd like to do is offer your readers or your listeners a deal on it, $10, and it will include shipping. And I can take Venmo or PayPal on it. So the way to do it is either go to my website and do the contact page and say, I heard you on the Jenna Banks show and I want the Dream Book deal for $10, or use my email address. So do you have a way to publish those?
Yes, I will put all those in the show notes. So you guys will
Okay.
have links to her website address and as well as her email address if you're comfortable
Just
with me.
contact me and say, yeah, just
Okay.
heard you on the Jenna Banks show and looking for the special deal on your Dream Book. $10 includes shipping.
Amazing.
And it includes the fees for for whatever we decide on how you pay me. So
Well, what an amazing, generous offer, and $10 amazingly well spent because it
yeah,
could
for a
very well.
$22 book, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. What a deal. So thank you so much, Tianna. I appreciate you so much and really thank you for coming on the show today.
You're welcome.
You've really just put some amazing pep in my step today that will probably take me on into the weekend. And I'm excited to share this with everybody. It's been so enlightening. And I also look forward to our session together where you can help me work through some of this stuck energy that we discovered. So.
I think we can do that in one session.
Yes, please sign me up. Thank you so much again, Tianna. Really nice to have you.
Okay, thank you, Jenna. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are feeling as inspired as I am after today's episode with Tianna. I have learned so much that I never knew about dreams, but you know what? somewhere deep inside, my intuition always told me that dreams were important. But now I just realize that they're far more important than I ever even knew. So I cannot wait to get my hands on Tianna's book that she's sending me. And what an amazing offer that she's extended to you as well. You know, she's not making any money off of that because it probably just covers the cost of printing the book and shipping the book. So I hope you guys will take advantage of that offer of $10. All you have to do is visit her website at tiannagalgano.com. And or email her at tiannagalgano.com and just let her know about the offer that she mentioned on this show today so you can take advantage of that $10 deal. If you liked the show today, I hope that you will subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if we haven't connected on social media yet, please connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or LinkedIn. You'll find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Jenna Banks.0. On LinkedIn, just type in my name. I do share tons of great content across all of my social media channels. So I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for joining today. And remember, your love is your power. Until next time.